Hey, it's A.S. Christie. I know it's been a while since I've made a video of any sort, other than that one to prove I was alive a week or two ago. I have been very sick, but I'm more or less over it now. Um, the Red Grimoire is up to like 12,000 words, maybe. Um, And so, one of the things that I've been dedicating this video to, the reason I'm doing this video, is that in the course of my research into fire magic, um, my thoughts were turned to um, the far right and its seeming interest in ritual, if not actual occult significance. To put that bluntly, when we think of the Ku Klux Klan, we think of guys in robes with torches lighting a burning cross. We think of Nazi book burnings. So, to me, the idea of fire and ritual has been is something that it seems to fit well with the study of fire magic and potential occultism in almost everyone has heard by now of occultism and its association with National Socialism. So, basically, this video is a summary of my thoughts on occultism, race, and National Socialism. So, the history of Nazi occultism is a very, very interesting one. Hitler himself seems to have been able or willing to take what he could when he could get it. So he personally was responsible for persecuting astrologers and occultists, but he would occasionally refer to their guidance when he needed it. Others in the party were much high ups in the party who could get away with practicing occultism because they were high up, actually seemed to be very interested in it. Rudolf Hess was completely ruled his life by astrology. And Heinrich Himmler, who is easily, I think, more evil than Hitler was, had these strange death rituals and Wagnerian lightning rituals. I mean, I'm sorry, but there are people in the occult who are just crazy. Now, most people would naturally dismiss Nazism, National Socialism as, well, it's all crazy all the way down. But, you know, I myself have some far-right leanings, and I'm willing to give, my Italian relatives who grew up under Mussolini speak very highly of Mussolini. I'm willing to give, for that sake, I'm willing to give National Socialism the benefit of a doubt, and that the far-right politics of Axis Europe can be separated from the crazy people who ran it, and also from the occult rituals that may have infused it. I think that in the rituals of National Socialism, something real and powerful was going on. Not necessarily benevolent, but definitely, I definitely believe that there was genuine occult power behind these rituals. And so, I have been exploring that in this chapter of my book that I'm exploring, these chapters. Um, I have been um, recreating on a small scale, a personal scale, some of the Nazi rights uh, and trying to really understand the system. To me, there is one thing which I found: the concept of Vril. In the early Nazi Germany, there were really before there was a Nazi party. Um, there was a group of occult intellectuals in the Thule Society and also in the Vril societies. Although the existence of the Vril Society is a little bit more difficult to pan down, it's more of a myth. But the idea of Vril definitely seems to have existed as this idea equivalent to prana or chi. Um, it served as the basis for this Aryan or Thule magic. Um, and it's undeniable that the Thule people were involved in the Deutsche Arbeiter Party, the DAP, which eventually became the Nationalsozialistische Deutsche Arbeiterparty, which is the NSDAP, the Nazis. Um, so it has its roots in, occult ideas, prana, um, ancestor worship to an extent. The Thules were concerned with the idea of uh, ancient Aryan Atlantis. But, I mean, so and there was also an influence in theosophy, which I think theosophy is silly, but so it seems like there were genuine occult principles behind some of the people who became the Nazis and who some of this was carried over into the ritual. It's a very thin connection. I'm not saying there was some grand conspiracy like a lot of the Hellboy or whatever would allege, but something is there. Which leads me to the question of what might be called racial magic. Now, a lot of people in the occult will tell you that you can tap just about any system. I mean, I am fairly pasty, and yet I've had success in various levels of voodoo initiation, and that's, very distinctly African spirituality. But I do think, thought that I have been developing as I've been writing this, that there are forms of magic, forms of blood magic, form of ancestral magic, where you're invoking the power of your own ancestors, of the ancestors of your people. This racial, I think that there really is racial magic. That there's a form of magic which is open only to Europeans, and that there is another form of magic which is open only to blacks, only to Africans, and another form of magic which may be open only to Asians, and etc. I think that that's a minority of all the possible currents out there, but I think that there probably are some things like this which are real, and some things like this which we can tap into. And I don't get into politics very much, but if I'm certainly not going to be someone who's going to neglect an avenue of spirituality which I have inherited. So, if that involves occasionally standing in front of a swastika and saying "Sieg Heil" in order to access some kind of supernatural power. Well, that's not nearly the worst thing I've done in my pursuit of magic. So, um, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where this line of research leads me to. Peace.